I'm not a technological guru. We'll see who pops on over here. Really irritating though, I know that. So as soon as some people start popping on here, I'll let you know what we've got, where we're going, how we're doing it. Jacqueline Dower, how you doing, buddy? We had to start the live stream over. It was double feeding. So there'll be some more people coming over here. There's Dennis Rexford. So sorry about the mix-up, guys. I apologize. We'll try harder this time. It's, I don't know why it was playing. Arthur Bowers, how you doing? Craig scored the Coles. Yeah, we'll try it again, Craig. I don't know. Again, I don't do a whole lot of the technology, but we try it and we see what we get. So got BW35, Robert, Not Enough Firewood, James Lacey, Neighborly Homestead, Daniel Atkins with the SOL department. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It was weird. It was playing in the background, so hopefully this works. So this shirt here, I had one like this from a company called Demons Behind Me, and I left it at the show in Boonville, New York, at the Airbnb, I believe. And Ryan's wife included me in their family pictures, and we had to match. So, huzzah! Here we go. I just got done uploading another video from logging out in Virginia, so we'll have that up there after. It's yeah, I don't know, BR Rounder. It may have been too many people overwhelming the system. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Yeah, this matches my Allwood really well, Tim. It really does. Josh and Janice Leach, how we doing? Log Whisperer says much better. Yeah, this is much better. Got Ted from Miller Stumps and Firewood. How you doing, Ted? Bill Saflarski. Yeah, people are saying that's better. Here we go. So we're good. Down East Tree Firewood family, how you doing? Frontier Firewood, good to see you. It could have been aliens, Craig. Who knows? I don't know. Muy bueno, says Ken. There you go. I don't know a lot of Spanish, but I know that's very good, so we're good. We're back in Maine. I finally got a full night's sleep after a very long ride back, but we're good. So it's been fun. It's been fun. Yeah, Northwest PA agrees with Craig. Could be aliens. Well, it very well could be. I got to tell you guys, I bought the steel, and I didn't know what to think when I got it. After I've run it, I'm very impressed. I'm anxious to see what Gramp thinks about it, and then we'll see what we think after that. The 562 is a good saw, but it's heavier. It's heavier than the 462. So, yeah. Oh, the bot's got them. And sometimes I do if it's at night. So for those of you that saw that comment, sometimes it's dark and I don't want to turn on a light. Got to do what you got to do. There's Mike Carter, Lake Ontario Firewood. He's back. Yeah, I don't know why it was doing what it was doing, but we we did what we had to do. Daniel Atkins loaded up 3 trucks yesterday with firewood, an F-150 short bed, a 2017 GMC long bed, and his 97 F-250. There you go. David Parker is back from therapy. Learning to walk is hard. Being able to walk is a blessing, David, and I'm so glad to hear that you're back. Appreciate you, my friend. So it's been interesting. I put a poll on Facebook earlier to ask Husky, Echo, or Steel. Scattered all over, just like decompression button or no decompression button. It's scattered all over. So what I think is use what you like, guys. That's it. Plain and simple. Just use what you like. That's the way to do it for sure. And yeah, we're going to put them all in the wood and we're going to check them out. I got 3 70cc class saws that are all stock. And I've got one 70cc saw that is decked imported. And I got another decked imported 70cc class saw coming. And we'll see which one is which one's the winner. And I got some 60cc class saws, and we'll run those. So it's pretty good. We'll see what happens. Wise Choice Firewood, welcome back. I don't know what was going on, but it was repeat. Log Whisper, it was a long drive, about 16 hours, and I did the drive all by myself, and it was a long ride, but good trip. No trip is complete with me without tire troubles. I got all the way to the warehouse, the Typhoon warehouse, and loaded up the RCA 500 to find a screw in one of the trailer tires. Luckily, I had some brand new spares, so we had those there. So that was nice. Bill Fair from Cleveland, Ohio, watching. Well, good to see you and welcome aboard. We just kind of talk about what's going on, and if anybody has questions, we answer the questions as best we can. So no guarantees. There's Jason, Yadkin Valley Outdoors. How you doing, buddy? Robert Cox. Drive what you want to drive. Run what you want to run. The world needs even more crazy people. Absolutely, Ken. Absolutely. Today was supposed to be a really good day up here. It rained and freezing rain and snowed all day. So not not very nice day, that's for sure. But we got some restaurant deliveries done, did some residential deliveries. Going home with the load, we traveled 75, 80. We kept up with everybody else. Willow is good campfire wood. It takes a very long time to dry out, Mike. It's only good for a campfire. That's about it. Josh and Janice said there's 122 people in here. Double tap that screen. Make sure you like this. Help pass it along a little bit further. Yeah, we roll down east. I don't waste any time. I don't waste any time. Yeah, Dennis, I'm with you. I've been working a bunch, that's for sure. A bunch. When is the exact date for the get-together in Tennessee? The exact date is going to be March 13th and 14th in Tennessee, and I'm not sure what Bobby is going to bring or if Bobby is going to bring anything. If he does not, my Allwood will be down there, and we will have that at the show, and maybe some other Allwood machines if other guys want to bring their machines, but we'll at least have my Allwood there, the Musclewood. The bots are out now, boys and girls. Look at them go. Your screen is transparent tonight. I don't know, Jason. Mine's okay. American Country Firewood is selling fast here too. With the snow falling today, the phone was just ringing. Ringing, ringing, ringing. So that's good. On the decompression valve, saw has high compression, use it. If stock, don't need one, but they'll leak after time. And that's what I was always told, so that's how I kind of didn't use them, but we'll see. Kyle Carpenter wants to know what happened to you on God, Guns, and Sawdust. Well, Ryan and I figured that we would have a better ability to travel than what we did, but we all live about a minimum of 12 hours away from each other, and unfortunately travel is very expensive and time consuming, and with other things that I had going on, it wasn't working out for me, and Ryan was traveling a lot with Typhoon and everything he had going on, so it didn't really work. I know Alan is continuing the podcast along, and we wish him the best, but for right now, we couldn't make it work like we thought we were going to be able to. Josh and Janice, how's the move going? We brought 2 more carloads of stuff in the rain today to the new house, and we've got lots and lots of moving. Lots and lots of moving. I don't believe so, Mr. Miller. I will check with Marlon, but I think we're going to be about as easygoing as possible. So should be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. I've got to send a bunch of emails out this week to vendors, start lining more vendors up. I know that Blockbuster's going to be there, Easton Made's going to be there, Typhoon's going to be there, and I think there was a couple other ones that were going to be there so far too. And we're just getting started putting the word out to everybody. So this week, like I said, we'll be sending emails out to everybody and seeing how many vendors we can get there for everybody. So it's going to be Going to be a good time. It's always a good time to get together with the Woodhounds, but to have a show in that area, they don't have anything in that area really, so this will be a really, really good opportunity for some people to get to see stuff. So Mike, my emotions about spills mixed. Sorry to hear that. Bummed you all parted ways. Really enjoyed it with all of you taking part. Yeah, the podcast was a lot of fun, Kyle. It was. We met a lot of great people. We did a lot of traveling. It was mostly at the shows during the summer. It was going to be this time of the year that was going to be really difficult because it was going to require everybody traveling a lot. And with some stuff that I have coming up that you guys are going to find out about earlier this winter, you're going to know why I can't necessarily be up and traveling all over because we've got some stuff coming. So that'll be pretty cool to show you guys all of that. But until then, you'll just have to wonder what I'm doing. So Firewood's moving quick for me. Some of you guys say that Firewood's moving quick for you. Has anybody sold out yet? So I have 25 quart of seasoned firewood left. I have to keep 15 quart of that for the restaurant. Robert Daigle has some dry wood, so we'll probably use that for the restaurant, but it's going to be touch and go, touch and go. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it, buddy. 1.5 full cords left, and that's it, says Daniel. Well, there you go. Robert, I can do that. I can make it disappear this week if you want it gone and want some money for it. We talked about doing remote, and my wife brought that idea up, James, and we thought about it, and it works. It's just a little harder, and with some of us being technologically, there you go. See, technologically challenged. It was going to be a crapshoot, but it's it's just one of those deals where you do what you got to do, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, 902 has it figured out. The beauty of selling green wood like I do, I'm never sold out of wood. So when everybody else runs out, yeah, is what it is. Yeah, James, if technology was easy, I'd do things a lot different. But technology is not the easiest thing, and it seems like every time I get it figured out, we go backwards. So I try to do the best I can, but it's not easy. So yeah, just one of those deals. I'm eating some orange cranberry bread. It's delicious, and I know I shouldn't eat in front of you guys, but it's tasty. I like it. Brian, Shot Left Family Firewood. How you doing, buddy? I didn't even see you poke in there. Appreciate you stopping by. I try, Dennis. I try. I do what I can. Dan only sold 1 quart of green wood this year. He did 8 last year. Well, there you go. Something changed for you then. Something changed. Northwest PA's got 8 quart of seasoned and 20 quarts of green and partially seasoned, mostly oak. David Parker, I get it. Trust me, I do. I get it. So there's a way on YouTube that I should be able to collaborate. So when I do videos with Ryan at Cold Springs Farms, I should be able to collaborate with him with the new feature and tag him and make it work. But between me not knowing what I'm doing and him not really understanding this stuff yet, it's rough. It's rough. So somebody said Paul Bunyan in the flesh. I am actually going to be a Paul Bunyan for the Bangor Marathon in Maine in June, and I will be taking pictures with a double bit axe and my flannel so that we can get people pictures with Paul Bunyan. So I am going to be the honorary Paul Bunyan next June, and we'll make sure that we get a picture for that. So it'll be interesting. This is a birthday slash best friend shirt, I guess. So Ryan and I both had green shirts like this, and his wife said, make sure you bring your green shirt. Well, I lost my green shirt at Boonville in New York. So she bought me one so that we could have matching shirts, and I got included on the family pictures. So there you go. I don't know what we're going to use for Babe the Big Blue Ox just yet, but I have a friend with some oxen, so we may be able to do something there. We're working on it. Yep, Kyle, I have Gramp sticks. I have pink ones left. That's the only Gramp sticks that we're doing now are the pink ones. They work better, and it's just I like the pink ones because that's what Gramp. It could be Mac the Ox. He's a little small though, Craig. I've got an idea though. We'll see if we can pull it off. Brandon's going to send me a cow that I can paint blue. There you go. That would work. It's a long trip to send a cow, though. No, it could be a bulldog with a blue sweater, and we could put Babe on the back of it, even though his name's Mac. I don't know. We'll figure out how to make it work. You can use Ed. She's a sweetie. Well, I'd need it to be a sweetie. I don't like getting stepped on by cows. Cows are curious creatures, though. We're making all kinds of noise and out in the pasture making firewood at Ryan's place, and they just come up and look around, poke their head around, see what's there. It's gonna be pretty special. Well, I haven't been to the firewood yard in a week, Northwest PA, but I have a feeling when I go back, Grandpa's at least one full load ahead of me, if not more. I have more logs coming, but I told him do not cut this next load coming in because I need wood to run through the processors. We got to make some processor videos. We got to do some work with the processors, and I need to do some initial break-in stuff with the RCA 500. And I've got some new wedge to try with the Cord King machine. So 902, Graham is doing better every day. They get through and they do what they need to do, but Graham's doing better. Fusion Racing, a 661 is a great saw. It's a little heavy for what I want, but it's a really nice saw. So I've never had an 028, Brian. Never run one. I haven't had much for steels, so I can't help a whole lot with steels. If it was an Echo or a Husky or a John Surratt or Dolmar, I've had all of those, but I've got my first real commercial steel saw with the 462, and yeah, it's I'm impressed so far. Northwest PA, yeah, Gramp likes to get out of the house. That's his time to get out of the house, do what he needs to do. He's not taking care of Graham. He's not running and doing doctor's appointments and all that stuff. So he really enjoys getting out to cut and doing that. And I enjoy having him in the woodyard, so it works out good. I did get a bunch of flack this week, too, for having Echo Red Armor oil and brand new steel and Husqvarna chainsaws. But we run Echo in everything. Everything. BW35 asked, does the Typhoon run a repeater wedge? No, the Typhoon runs a traditional wedge. I have a 6-way and a 16-way wedge with it. The 16-way wedge is going to be for larger diameter wood to make restaurant wood. Should be about a 3x3 split. Should be perfect for restaurant wood. And that's what I'm going to try to pick out and show and have everything situated for that. So we'll see. Scott McCoy, I had a great time in Virginia, but I was glad to be home. We made a really, really long drive back. I got stuck for 3.5 hours, stopped at a standstill on 81 coming home due to a bad accident. So yeah, interesting. 462 better than a 572. I've run a 572 quite a bit myself. I think this 462, I think it has it. I'm not sure, but I think so. Kevin Violet, K-Train in the house. How you doing, buddy? I do fell my loggers in return. Great price on saw logs. Oh, there you go. So the Kilted Sawyer goes out and does some felling to get a better price on his logs. So there you go. A box wedge is the way to do consistent firewood. That's for sure. So Jason, if you're thinking about it and you want consistent firewood, that's the way to do it. Brandon Hode just dropped a big 21-inch dead cherry. That'll make some beautiful firewood. Yep, 16-way wedge, and it pushes it really well. Pushes it really, really well. So I'm interested to see how that works and how it goes. This machine that I have is not put together. So I get to assemble the machine. I get to see all the inner workings, how this stuff's going. And it doesn't come with a lot of instructions, but I'm told it's fairly straightforward. So we'll see. I'm fairly mechanically inclined, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. What's the worst that's going to happen is I'm going to have to call Eric out in Oregon, the service tech, and say, help. But I think we can figure it out. The Kilted Sawyer ran his splitter for a few hours today, busting up some slabs off the mill. Daniel Atkins is running Marine 2-stroke. That's what he's running. So I run Echo Red Armor. If I cannot get Echo Red Armor, I run AMSOIL. I do not run the 100-to-1 with the AMSOIL. I think that's crazy. But we'll still run 40-to-1, 50-to-1, somewhere in there. David Parker's got a monster hickory to take down. Must be 36 inches across. That is a big hickory. That is a big hickory. Well, I got some slack for that 902 because I got the new saws and I took the manuals and I pitched them. Gone. First thing when I took them out, and oh, people were ripping me apart for it. But I did go back and look, and didn't seem to make any difference at all, because there was no instructions in there for break-in on either saw. No, Jason's got cherry going under the knife on the 1165. Frontier Firewood, the hickory, the 16-way wedge, if they put that on there, is about a 3x3 or 3.5x3. So best diameter is about a 16 to an 18 inch would be ideal, so that every single piece comes out just as firewood. But yeah. Firewood in the field's having woodyard withdrawal symptoms. I know how you feel. I haven't been in my woodyard in a long time, and I'm looking forward to getting back there and looking at it. Scott McCain, tab A goes into slot B. It could or it could not, all depending on if it's upside down or right side up. So yeah, I don't know. Jason just ordered red armor from Saw Supplier. As did I. So Grant has some. I took some with me, and that's what we run. So this is the 5-gallon mix. We make 5 gallons at a time. Switch it into 2.5-gallon cans after, and get it done. Lucas is decent oil too. Robert says you still want to move to Bland sometime after walking up and down those hills. The hills are something else. What they call a hill, I call a mountain, because it is a mountain. But I think that Virginia would be a great place to move sometime. I really do. Uncle V's got logs coming next week. All right, there you go. That'll be awesome. And BW35 had a cylinder failure. Wah, wah, wah. I don't know if the Marine 2-stroke is good or not. I know that any 2-stroke motor that I have, after seeing everybody's stuff, gets that right there. That's it. So that's what we use. The Echo oil is what all the saw builders will tell you they want you to use. It's what we've been using for 4 years now. I've not seen the gold anywhere in my area, Matt, but I'm sure it's there somewhere, but it's all Red Armor up here, and that's all I order. So my saw builder said the 372 is dry in the bottom, running Lucas 32 to 1. Ah, there you go. Yeah, Brandon said there's a saw in the bottle for the marine oil, so there you go. Jason said he was doing storm work and some form of government made us all stop and do safety saw course. Once we all agreed, they set us free and we went back on regular scheduled procedure. Oh, that's no good. We do 40 to 1, Uncle V. So we mix all of ours 40 to 1. So that's what we run all our saws at, is 40 to 1. Wise Choice Firewood says he only runs steel oil, never had a problem. 029 is 25 years old. And Iffy Kid says his saw builder says Red Armor or Saber. So I think some of it's personal preference, but there are oils out there that are better than others. We run 40 to 1. We run a lot of wood, and it seems to do just fine. So if it's not broke, don't fix it, and that's kind of where we're at with it. So I don't put too much thought into it, and I try to leave it alone. But I mean, a case of these 5-gallon bottles, there's 12 in a case. This lasts us maybe a month and a half to 2 months, and it's gone. So we go through a pile of it. Injector issues. That's something with the fuel injected saws you got to think about. So I don't know. I do have a shop up the road from me now that's selling race fuel. So that's going to help when I get a couple of things back from some saw shops. And those will get Red Armor and race fuel. So those will be fun. I run ethanol fuel in all my small engines. We run it pretty consistent and pretty steady. I run high octane, but we run ethanol fuel because they don't sit and our fuel doesn't sit. So it's just one of those deals where we do what we can. Mainly off grid. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. But the smell of race gas, Josh and Janice, I'll tell you, I love it. I absolutely love it. Gonna do 107 in the saws. That's what they're gonna be built to run. So that's what we'll have. And I'll have to have a special can for those because I don't want to just throw that in my my other. Mike said he put a bore scope in his 440 cylinder. It looked pretty nice, but a little dark on the piston. Ran a tank of Moto Milk through it and it cleaned it right up. The Moto Milk oil is expensive, but it's good stuff. And Wise Choice Firewood wants everybody to know that tomorrow is the Marine Corps' 250th birthday. Hoorah! So there you go. So thank you very much to all of the Marines that served our country and continue to serve our country. We would not be able to do stuff like this without you guys. So thank you very much for your service. I appreciate you. Yeah, Jason used to run it in all his saws. There you go. I used to too, but it's a little expensive. I don't know what it's going to be a gallon, but I'm sure I'm going to cringe a little bit. But they're literally 2 miles up the road and they got race fuel now, so I got to have some. Got to have some. And absolutely, Brandon Hode, Tuesday is Veterans Day. Thank you to our veterans as well. We salute you. And thank you very much for your sacrifice. We don't get to do the things we do without the veterans and without the military. So that's just all there is to it. The racks stayed pretty full, and we kept them at bay. But this cold weather's got people thinking, the phone's ringing, people are in the racks. It's been busy, so we're going to have some catch up to do, and we're going to do what we can. Somebody asked, where do we live? We live in Maine. I am up in central Maine, and winter is starting. It's getting cold. It's going to be in the high of the 40-degree range and 20s at night starting next week, so we're going to get cold. House is under contract. We'll sell and close on December 19th. We've got to get moving. So we've been moving as we go, and we do all we can. Yeah, Iffy Kid, I think you're right. I don't think that the stock saws have enough compression to really benefit from the high octane, but it smells good. I don't know, Josh and Janice, if the racks are staying here or not. If they're not, I'm hauling 3 triaxle loads of gravel right next door, and they'll be plunked right there. I'll put up solar lights and cameras, and we'll move them down the street because I know people here depend on them. So, ooh, Garrett needs to make 50 bundles tomorrow. The racks are empty. There you go. That's awesome. Very cool. Oh, James Wagner's got 3 inches of snow on the ground. Yikes. Uh-oh. Robert Daigle's brakes are locking up on his truck. That's not good, Robert. Are you working tonight? Miller says 29 there. It's going to be 70 by Friday. Don't like the weather, just wait a minute, huh? Crazy, crazy. Oh, man. I know how much stuff I have. Bill Saflarski, thank you to your wife for sure. And thank you to your wife too, Mike. I appreciate all of our veterans very, very, very much. Very much. Craig says 24 outside, 76 inside, thanks to clean burning firewood. Which brings me to the other thing that I'm going to irritate people with coming up pretty soon. We're going to go back to the debate, big splits or small splits, pretty soon on social media and YouTube. And it's going to be crazy to see what's going on. So Robert says he's home. Can't figure out 0 and 3 miles an hour when taking off the brakes, lock up the rear brakes. That's not good. Huh. I don't have any experience with the Road Range bundler, but I'm looking at a Road Range kindling machine that has some interest to me because I have something that I'm going to be doing. So you may or may not see one of those here soon. Florida Firewood says he might get to turn off the AC tomorrow night. It's going to be in the 40s. So there you go. A nice mix of big and small works well, Uncle V. But what I have found out, and especially with my, yes, Logger Jason, this is live, brother. What I have found out, especially with my soapstone stove, is that it likes the small splits. The big splits don't burn well, and it likes the smaller split firewood. It burns better. So it's gonna be interesting. I do not need a Range Road processor, Josh and Janice. I appreciate the offer though. I'll pass on that. So it's interesting. So for anybody that's joining in late, we got a little rough start. Our live was being repeated in the background and was a little irritating. It was scratching my mental midget, so we started over. Broken Old Swede, how we doing, buddy? Good to see you. So it's interesting to see how this stuff all works, and it's interesting to see how much some of you guys pay attention. I put a little short out on splitting by hand with an axe, and people immediately, that's a council tool axe. Yeah, it is a council tool axe. It is. So it's, you guys pay attention pretty good. I'm proud of you. Because I honestly didn't even realize what I was swinging with, so I couldn't have told you. But once I looked at it, yeah, it is. It's a council tool. Stoves like small have a 36-inch deep barrel indoor wood furnace. Yeah, that doesn't really much care. That just eats wood, Uncle V. Growing up with the water stove was big splits all the way. Now small splits are all the rage. Yep, the smaller the splits, the less time it sits, says Florida Firewood, and he's absolutely right. The smaller the splits, the faster it dries, and the faster it dries, the quicker you put money right back into your pocket. So it's one of those things. And honestly, the smaller splits burn more efficiently and more cleanly. So it's better for the stoves, it's better for the customer, and it's easier to handle. An outdoor wood furnace or an old plate steel stove is a completely different story. But when you've got a stove that's for ambiance and heat somewhere in the main living room of the house, you don't want to be wrestling great big pieces of firewood that if it falls, it'll break a tile or bust the floor. Smaller splits just make everything a little bit easier. So, 59-yard field goal for Pittsburgh. Neighborly Homestead's kids were out throwing snowballs. There you go. Florida Firewood says if he splits his small, he can get oak to dry in 10 months. If I split mine small, I can actually get my oak to dry in about 6 to 7 months up here. If I split it about 3 by 3, the size that the restaurant's like, 6 to 7 months I can have it pretty dry. So that's pretty interesting. Jason did a full cord of basically mini wood. Kenny, my Nova Scotia brother, how you doing? Good to see you, buddy. Nelson Duenas, good to see. I think it's Duenas. Good to see you as well. Or Duenas. I don't know. One of them. I tried. Dry is big or small BTUs per ton. So a ton of small has the same BTUs as a ton of big splits. Absolutely. 100%. I'm not sure firewood in the field. I'm vertical right now because that's the way they made me do this one. I tried to do horizontal and it wouldn't let me. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Carl Lewis, have a good one, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by. Nelson, I appreciate the subscription, buddy. We just do firewood and all things firewood related here, and we do what we can. Log Whisperer, you'll be pretty surprised. If that ash has been down for a year, split it. Use your moisture meter. I bet you're going to be mid-20s. It won't be far away from being seasoned if it's been down that long. And Bill said he used to run large splits, and now he's doing small splits in the outside boiler. There you go. There you go. Oh, so the chat's different for you guys. I don't know. I'm not sure. They bought ash already and walnut to burn with the honey locust. Aha. I see. Logger Jason's got 30 cords this week of standing dead ash, 10 to 20 feet from the tree service guys. Oh, there you go. It's always good when they bring you a present. Appreciate that, Kenny. We try to do what we can. So, I got asked by somebody today, not today, yesterday, kind of got cornered a little bit. Had a guy call me. He found my number and he called and he said, hey, I want to know what the deal is. And I said, deal with what? He goes, well, you're getting all these machines and all this stuff. He goes, are you doing it just for the stuff? And I said, no, and yes. And he's like, what do you mean no and yes? I said, well, I turn down some stuff and don't take it because I don't want it. And then there's other things that I think are decent products and I take it and I'll use it and I'll show you if I like it or not. And he didn't really know how to respond to that. He goes, so what's the deal? I said, trust me. I said, if you've done YouTube at all or any social media, I said, and have a business besides, you're going to find out it's a lot of work. And it's not really all that glamorous because if you look at what you don't get paid for all the time that you put into it, you'd be very, very surprised to know that people still want to do what we're doing. And he's like, well, yeah, but you've got a Cord King and you're bringing home a Typhoon. He goes, don't they care? I said, I talked to both companies before I agreed to take anybody's machine. And I told them, look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have both. I'm going to run both. And I'm going to let people know what I like and don't like about both because that's it. And he's like, well, if you tell them that you don't like it, they're going to take their machine back. I said, then they can. It's their machine. They're more than welcome to. So it's just interesting to see how some people work. But rest assured, if I have something on the channel, I will show you guys what I like and what I don't like. I will show you what it does and what it doesn't do. And I'll try to be as honest and forthcoming with any review as I possibly can because it's very important that we all have decent information, because we all work way, way, way too hard for our money. So it's just one of those deals. Just one of those deals. It was a surprising phone call. Guy never told me his name either, from Ohio. So I don't know what that was about or who he really was. But if you're watching or you happen to see this, I was glad that I got a chance to talk to you, and I hope you got the answer that you wanted. So Josh and Janice on the hot button. Way to go, guys. So yeah, so I mean, it's one of the deals. If I was rich, I wouldn't be doing firewood, that's for sure. Well, Ken, that's kind of what I thought too. Is, I didn't understand what the deal was. 902. I don't think it was Joe from Ohio Wood Burner. Joe's a pretty good guy. I just think it was somebody. Sometimes a lot of these YouTube channels, they get into it and they turn into a paid infomercial, and sometimes I honestly feel that way too. It's just, I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff out there, and it doesn't really matter which company you buy from. They all make really good stuff now. It's what's going to work the best for your operation and how you do it. And I like to try new things. I like to see new things, and I don't know. Not enough firewood. Robert Wallenstein, yeah, Wallenstein's a decent product. They're out of Canada. Again, it all depends on what you're trying to do, and it's pretty interesting to see all of the equipment. I had a friend that had a Wallenstein processor for a little bit. Seemed to do okay. Brandon said he'd do firewood and get rid of the cows if he was rich. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Don't blame you one bit. And I can tell you right now, before even running the new Typhoon firewood processor, it's a completely different machine than the Cord King. They're on opposite ends of the firewood spectrum, and it's pretty interesting to see the differences in the two. It's really, you couldn't be more opposite of what it is, and they're both excellent machines. And that's the best thing, is that it's just so different but the same. I do have Camel City Mill socks on, as a matter of fact. No, I don't. I have my Carhartt Lager socks on. But I do have Camel City Mill socks. I had them on yesterday. They're great socks. They gave me a discount code, and I've never used it. I've got a discount code Willey10 for Camel Mill City socks, but I don't push a lot of the stuff that they give me stuff for. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, Brandon Hode, same thing. Cat controls or John Deere controls. It's just, it is what it is. So I can tell you already right now, the two processors is going to be two different ways. So you're going to have efficiency, and you're going to have just get it done. You're going to have safety, and you're going to have workability, and you're going to have consistency and speed. So there's going to be differences on either side, and each machine has good qualities, and each machine has qualities that can be changed and improved upon as well. So it'll be fun to put them together. Josh and Janice, the backhole controls are John Deere controls. Oh, Camel City's having a Black Friday sale. There you go. I should put all of that stuff in the videos, Ken, and I just, I don't know. I don't want to come across that I'm just trying to make money out of this, because that's not what it's about. I enjoy this right here, talking to you guys on here, more than I enjoy making the money off this. I make my living on firewood. There are some guys that make their living on YouTube and make their living on YouTube, and their side hobby is firewood. It's just, it's one of the deals. It's one of the deals. It's wonder how all that stuff goes. You never know. Yeah, Florida Firewood, I can tell that too. I can tell that too. Neighborly Homestead, if you know how I can do that, again, I struggle. I struggle with technology. I'll be the first one to admit it. But it's it is the deal. And if you could just set it right. So me having to look at my socks to see which ones I have on tells you exactly how it goes for me. I'm just here to have fun, guys. That's why I do the YouTube, and it's just one of those deals where oh, if you got to do it on a computer, I'm out. I do everything on my phone. I got to buy a computer because I've got to do some stuff different. The Brunswick stew, Robert Cox, was awesome. I enjoyed it. I brought home a great big jar. I gave a big jar of it to Graham and Gramp, and we had it for dinner tonight. It was excellent. Firewood in the field, that was how I started firewood. It was just a little side hobby for me, and then it just took off. So firewood's one of those deals that no matter how much you have, you'll always be able to sell it as long as you're honest and as long as you're forthcoming with people so that they know what they're buying. So it's a really great industry to get into. So it's really, really cool to see how all of that stuff works and goes. Orange Gatorade Zero is one of my favorite summer beverages when it's sweat season up here for sure. Josh and Janice, I only had one guess on the cord time for Big Rich, so we're gonna do a different video and we're gonna try again because I've got something I want to give away, but I gotta have guesses to be able to do it. Brunswick stew would be a good one for Wood for Warriors. It takes all day, though. Somebody's going to have to be dedicated to cook that because you can't let the pot sit. Daniel Atkins got an email from a guy last week picking a Blockbuster processor up at the Oregon Logging Conference. There you go. Those are hard-working hobbies indeed, Scott. Firewood and syrup are not easy hobbies. Those are very physically intense hobbies. That is for sure. And, you know, I enjoy the hard part of it. I used to sell a small amount of seasoned wood. And when I say small amount, I mean under 10. So it's going to be something we're going to do different because Josh and Janice just commented that they're interested in the kiln ideas. So coming up very soon, we're going to have a series of videos about that kiln and about how we're going to do it and about how you guys can do it too. We are going to do, if everything works out right, we're going to do a do-it-yourself kiln kit where you can order a container and we will show you everything that you need to do to make the kiln work so that it is efficient, dries the wood, and is USDA certified. So stay tuned for that. We'll bring everybody along as we go, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to turn a 40-footer into two 20-footers, and you'll see how we do that. And I'm going to try, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but I'm going to try to make it completely off-grid. So I don't have power in the woodyard yet. I don't want to put power in the woodyard yet. So I'm going to try to run the kilns off solar. So the kiln is going to be two 3-cord kilns. So they are going to have one side is going to be a high temp, low temp side so that I can do lumber too. The other side is just going to be high. So we'll be able to do both. Lumber and firewood, but we're going to do firewood primarily. I may have a load here or there, but it's going to mostly be firewood. And if it works well, we'll build another one if we need it. But I'm going to hopefully, within the next 2 to 3 years, get away from having any green firewood sales, and we're going to switch strictly to kiln dried. It's going to be a very big change, but it's going to be really cool to see how all of this stuff goes. It will be heated with firewood, and it will have humidity controls and fans and PLC chart recorders and all of that stuff so that we can do the USDA certification and prove our batches. It's going to be really interesting. So we're going to try it a couple of different ways. We're going to try it with forced hot air with wood, and we're going to try it with water or a Modine type heater with wood, and see which one is more efficient, which one works better, if there's any speed differences between the two, and see what works and what doesn't. So this first one is going to be a trial and error, and we're gonna go at it. Hopefully, my plan is by May we will have it operational and be doing testing, but we will probably do some testing before that. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Yep, heat and airflow is the key. That is the key for sure. And heat rises, so vertical fans to blow down is the key, from what I'm being told from my kiln help. So, can someone with ADHD run a kiln if the wood has to be left for too long? It might be difficult. It might be difficult. Needs to run at about 265 degrees. So, from talking to the gentleman that I'm talking to at the engineering company, he dries lumber, and he's already built some firewood kilns other places. There is such a thing as drying firewood too hot, too fast, and you can hydrolock the wood. So if it's too hot, too fast, it seals the end capillaries of the wood and doesn't let the water in the center out. So it gets locked and trapped there. So the outsides are perfectly dry. When you split it open, just the center piece is still wet. So you have to slowly work at it and go. So yep, and Jason says that it's about 3:30. I don't know. He's got the temperature charts. He's the brains behind the operation. I'm just putting it to work to see if we can make it work. Yep, chamber vents for the steam will be in there, and those are shutter controlled humidity vents. There's a humidity sensor in the container in a couple of different spots. It's gonna be fun. I have been wanting to do this for a while, and it was one of the things that we were going to do on the 40 acres next door until we got the new house, and then we had to build the new wood yard, and then we had to do all the other things. So it's been a work in progress. It's been a long work in progress, but it's nice to kind of see some things going together and headed in the right direction. So if any of you folks on here know any of the vendors that you think would like to go to the event in Tennessee, March 13th and 14th in Parsons, Tennessee, send them my contact information, have them reach out to me. Marlon and I are signing vendors up and can get everybody put into play and make sure that everything's ready to go. $500, rent your booth space. After that, the wood's provided for free. It is free admission to the general public. You are not paying to get into this event. This is a free event to the public. So come on out, have a good time. I'm sure there'll be a bunch of the guys from YouTube there, and I know we'll get a bunch of the vendors down there, and we're just looking to come out and have a good time and let people see equipment. I know with Typhoon, if you have women and children that like firewood and they don't think that they can really do certain things, bring them on down. We'll put them on a Typhoon processor and show them it's as easy as running a single joystick to spit firewood out. So the event is the South, what do we call it? The Mid-South Timber Show. Mid-South Timber Show. If you look it up on Facebook, we have a Facebook page created for it. Marlon Petrie and myself are organizing it. It is going to be at the Decatur County Fairgrounds in Parsons, Tennessee. And Marlon said instead of an admission fee, he wants everybody to tip the band because we're going to have a live band there Friday night and do all of that stuff. Yep, charities, any of that stuff. So any of those people that are involved with Firewood in any form or capacity, if you think that they would want to be there, have them reach out to myself or Marlon so that we can get everybody pointed in the right direction and make sure that we're waiting and ready for everybody when they come. So that's something that we'll talk about at least once a week from here on out, because we're hoping that for our very first year we can make it successful. So let's see what happens and let's see what we can do. But it's good to be home. It is absolutely good to be home, that's for sure. It was a long ride. I got a good night's sleep last night. We got some firewood done today. It's been a good day. Gonna have to go get some dry wood from Robert though. He's got some, so I'll have to get that from him, make that disappear, and then we'll plug away and keep doing what we got to do. But appreciate you guys all stopping by on a Sunday night, and we'll see you guys all on Wednesday. There's a new video uploaded. And we've got a really, really nice video demoing the Typhoon forwarding trailer at Ryan's in Virginia. And it's going to be really, really awesome. So Firewood in the Field, I will share a link to that. I will make a post on YouTube this week, and it will have the link in there. So pay attention. Miller, Ted and Sherry, I appreciate your help very much. And we'll look forward to seeing you. And then everybody have a good, productive week. And we'll see you on Wednesday. We'll see what everybody's got done so far. So a little bit every day goes a long way. Help someone if you can. We'll see you next time, guys. Appreciate you.